Hi guys, I'm Leanne and this is my southern accent. And right now it is about 4 o'clock in the morning and I'm making myself stay up all night tonight so that I will be able to stay up the next few nights because I have to work the overnight shift. So I was sitting here and I was thinking, what better time than in the middle of the morning, the middle of the night, to tell you guys my ghost story. And so we are right now mid-October and we are inching closer to Halloween every day. And so I just thought I want to share with y'all my real life ghost story. And so everything that I'm going to tell you, I swear, really happened in my life. And I have no doubt at all that ghosts exist. I believe in all kinds of things, ghosts, angels. I believe in all kinds of spiritual things. And so I'm going to share with you guys kind of the number one reason I believe in ghosts is some things that I've actually seen or my loved ones have seen. So my ghost story starts when I was a small child, and we lived way out in the country in southern Arkansas, and we lived on some land that has been in my family for a long, long time. And we had a trailer that we lived in, and behind the trailer was a field, and we also had a farm. But right behind the trailer was this big field, just wide open field, and we kept a garden in there a lot of the time. So it got to be about fall, and everything was kind of gone that we were going to grow in the garden that year. And my dad, who is not a very imaginative man. He's not somebody that would like make up stories to tell. He just believes in facts a lot. He said that he was like out towards the field and he looked out and he saw a man standing, and he could kind of see the profile of him. The man wasn't looking at him straight on, and he didn't have his back to him, but he could kind of see the profile of the man. The man was standing out in our field, looking out towards the open field that was there. And my dad was going to approach him and tell him, like, hey, this is our land, you probably want to move on. And he started walking out towards the field. And as he got closer, he realized the man had on, like, a uniform. So it kind of confused my dad. And when he got, within yelling distance of the man, the guy just disappeared. He was just solid as could be 1 minute and gone the next. And so my dad had him in full sight, so it didn't run off or anything. He just disappeared. So that kind of started what we experienced when I was growing up. And I will say that nothing that we experienced ever really truly frightened me. It was not something it was more of a joke than something that we were really, really scared of. So as we got older, we built a house out behind where the trailer was. We built it out in that field where my dad had seen the man to begin with. And so the man probably happened when I was about 5 or 6-ish. So as we were getting older, little things would happen, and we would always joke and say that for some reason we had decided he was a captain. I don't know why, but we would call him the captain. And so, like, if something was moved or was missing, we'd always joke and say, it's the captain. We would kind of have doors that would open and close, and we would say, oh, the captain's active, or the captain's upset, or whatever. And so, but it was more of a joke than anything. So one day, my little brothers, I would always go home and let my brothers in to the house. I had the only key, and I would let my brothers in. Well, one afternoon after school, I had music practice, and so I stayed after school, and I had given the key to one of my younger brothers. And so they are racing in from the bus stop. They run towards the door. And one of my brothers, the one with the key, the older one, busted through the door and turned around to lock the other one out. It was like, he was racing him in and going to lock him out, and I've locked you out of the house. So he rushes in the house, turns around to lock the door, and when he turns around, he's in the utility room of my parents' house, and he turns around and he said the entire room is full of a mist. It's full of a fog, and he said that he starts to get kind of freaked out. He turns to let my brother in, and when he turned around, the fog had receded into the form of a man, and that that it was just quick, and my brother had gotten out of the door. And so that kind of made us hesitant. We kind of weren't too fond of that, just because my little brother was there alone and it frightened him. But we were thinking maybe, he was coming in from the bright outside into a dark room. So maybe his eyes were playing tricks on him, and we've had this long-standing joke of the captain. So maybe he kind of was filling in spaces there. So anyway, so that comes and goes. He tells all of us that has happened, and we kind of, time goes on and we kind of forget, not really forget, but we're not really worried about it. And my mom one day was walking from the other end of the house into the laundry room, the utility room there where Mitch had seen that, and she opened the door and she said the room was full of a mist, like a fog. And so at this point she was in the house, opening another door in the house, so it wasn't like a trick of light or anything. The utility room doesn't have any windows in it. So it wasn't, light reflecting off of anything like that. So at this point we're like, okay, my little brother saw it, my mom has seen it, so this is something real, this is something substantial, because my mom is not going to make up something that my little brother had already seen. So at that point we were kind of just aware that something was going on, something was there. Now I will say that I was never afraid of whatever was there. I never got like the heebie-jeebies from it. I never felt like it was trying to harm any of us or anything like that. It was just something was there, and it would affect things that we saw, or like little things around the house. There would be one or two times that I would be doing something and you would get the feeling that something's behind you, something's watching you, something's going on. And like I might once or twice kind of see something like, right at your peripheral vision that's right outside almost what you can see without turning your head. But then, like, I've never been open to seeing something like that. I'm not one of those people. Like, lots of people I've talked to have said, like, oh, I would love to see a ghost. I'm not that person. Like, I don't like being afraid. I didn't mind whatever it was being there. I didn't want to be frightened by it. I didn't want to be frightened in my own home. So, I think whatever it was kind of knew that, and so it never bothered me in particular. Whenever I kind of see something, if I would turn my head, like it would be gone. But I still kind of knew it was there before. So time goes on. I've not actually seen anything. So when I got to be about 15 or 16 years old, I grew up with a house full of brothers. So there was always lots of noise, lots of movement, lots of brothers everywhere. And one night my dad and my brothers had all gone camping, and so they were many miles away, probably several hours drive away from us, and me and my mom were there at home, and we were commenting on the fact, like, hey, gee, the house sure is quiet without all the boys here. It kind of is eerie, to not have the boys around, because we're used to all that commotion. And so we decide, like, don't want to be a weenie, but we're going to sleep in the same bed tonight. We're not going to sleep in our separate rooms. So we made a big deal before we went to bed, kind of joking, laughing it off, that we weren't comfortable sleeping in separate ends of the house or separate rooms. So we're going to go together. We turned off all the lights together. We locked every door, checked every window, made sure we were secure in the house. And in our kind of silliness and ease, we stacked some things in front of the door. And we kind of made the joke like, if somebody breaks in, they're going to fall all over this stuff, because there's like stuff stacked around the doorway. So we do all that. We make our way from one end of the house all the way to the other end of the house, lock ourselves in the bedroom, and go to sleep. So it gets to be about 3, 4 in the morning, 2 or 3, somewhere in there in the morning, and my mom wakes me up and she says, hey, Leanne, have you been up? Have you been up in the house? And I said, no, I've been right here with you this whole time. So we both knew neither one of us had woken up or gotten out of bed. And my mom said, well, there's a light on underneath the doorway. Like, we could see the doorway and we could see a light shining in, and we knew that we had walked together and turned off every light in the house. So there was not a light on when we went to bed. So we get up to go look and investigate, and every single light in that house was back on. we had worked all together and turned everyone off. Neither one of us had been up, and every single light in the house was on. And I'm going to get chill bumps. I don't know if y'all can see, but I've got chill bumps retelling the story. It was one of those things in my life that's just undeniable. Like, I can't say that it was me. My mom can't say that it was me. I can't say that it was her, because we would have known if the other one had gotten up, and we would have seen the lights come on, the doors open, all of that. So that's my ghost story. That's something that I actually saw and actually witnessed. And what I think it was, I don't think it was something that was trying to scare us. I think actually that it was something that was trying to protect us. I think that there were times, we lived so far out in the country, there were times that random people would like come by our house at night. And there was one time a woman shot her husband down the road, and they found her the next morning sitting in, the neighbor right across the street from our house, sitting in the driveway holding a gun. She had killed her husband, wrecked her car on our road, and tried to get into both of our houses and couldn't, and was sitting out in the road with a gun. And there were times that random things like that would happen. We lived so far out, you didn't have neighbors watching out for you, really. I think maybe there was a prowler, or there was something going on, and somebody was trying to, somebody as in some spirit, was trying to scare someone off by flipping lights in the house on. And so, anyway, that is my Halloween scare. My Halloween thought for you is that that's my ghost story. So, do you have a ghost story? I love to hear them, and at the same time, it completely freaks me out. So, let me know. Comment. Let me know. I love searching YouTube around this time of year and listening to like true to life ghost stories. They do happen. I know for a fact they happen because it happened to me. So let me know what your ghost story was, if you've ever had an experience like that. I will say that later in life, I have never had anything else that definitive ever happen again. I have gotten those something's here feelings since then. Something's faintly there, but I've never had anything move or show up. But I will say that my family is like a really spiritual family, and my mom and my brothers have had things happen, but nothing else that I can positively say that I've seen. But like I said before, I'm not really open to it. Like, lots of people are open to it. They want to see something. They want to know. I'm not really like that. I believe that there are things like that out there, but I don't really want to encounter it. It can be there, and I can be here, and we can coexist peacefully, but I don't really want to have anything to do with it. So that's my ghost story. Let me know yours. I'd love to hear it. I just want to say happy Halloween to you guys. I'm really excited about all the Halloween stuff coming up. I bought some Halloween fingernails, and I've got my little Halloween charm. It's a little black cat with green eyes that I think is adorable. And there's a little ghost one. These are from Brighton that I get. And I kind of collect these little charms. There's a ghost one this year that I'm about to go pick up. So I'm going to say happy Halloween to you guys. Let me know your Halloween stories, and I'll see you guys in my next video very, very soon. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, and you can follow me. I just started an Instagram account, so you can go to My Southern Accent on Instagram and follow me there, and I'll be posting a lot of my makeup and Halloween type stuff that I'm doing. So I'll see you guys very soon. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.